Rosie O'Donnell just said something that no one was expecting her to say out loud. The real reason Ellen fled the US and ended her show is much darker than you might think, and once you connect all the dots, everything starts to make sense. Ellen's executive producer, Twitch, and her ex-girlfriend, Anne Heche, both died under mysterious circumstances less than 6 months after the Ellen show ended. And allegedly, Ellen was involved.
I have an understanding of the cycle of show business and kind of what happens in people's careers and when enough is enough. And oftentimes people don't know that. I think I have a good balance of both in my life, of the importance of both. And it's hard to maintain. It's hard to do, especially when you're doing a show like that. But, I don't think it was the be kind thing that got her. I think that's simplification, but it was a lot of things and it was complicated. And I'm glad that she's, going to be finished and she can get some time, to herself to just, it's a huge kind of strange thing to be on a show like that and have all that attention on you. And she had it for like 19 years. So
Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen were best friends for years, with Ellen even coming out on Rosie's show back in 1996. But now they barely talk. Rosie is now pulling back the curtain on exactly what happened between her and Ellen and why she decided to step away from the public spotlight. The Ellen show went on for more than 20 years, but Rosie was never invited. In May 2022, Ellen's long-running show came to an end after allegations surfaced about a toxic work environment and the treatment of employees. Ellen ended her show, and just 2 months later, her ex-girlfriend, Anne Heche, died following a car crash. In December of that same year, Stephen Twitch Boss also died by suicide.
Ellen DeGeneres is speaking out about reports of workplace mistreatment in a letter to her staff. The talk show host shared her initial reaction to the allegations from current and former employees and revealed what actions are being taken to improve company culture. Ellen said she was disappointed to learn about the claims in a recent BuzzFeed article, citing the show's enormous growth over the years and her increased reliance on people to do their jobs as they knew I'd want them done. She went on to acknowledge that clearly some didn't.
I don't think you achieve anything by bullying people.
In a statement to ET, Warner Brothers, the studio behind Ellen's show, claims they have interviewed dozens of current and former employees in the wake of these allegations. They say that during their investigation, it was revealed that there were some deficiencies related to the show's day-to-day management. And that moving forward, the studio and Ellen are committed to creating a workplace based on respect and inclusion.
I stay grateful and I try to stay humble, and I think that I pay attention to what is important and what is real.
These misconduct allegations stem from a BuzzFeed article that was published last week, which included anonymous accounts from a dozen former and one current employee.
2 months after the Ellen show ended, Stephen Twitch Boss, an executive producer of the show, died by suicide and reportedly left a note. Some investigative journalists have claimed that the note pointed to Ellen as a factor in his death, though those claims have not been independently verified. Even Stephen's wife reportedly said that he had been under incredible stress over something connected to the show, and that stress may have contributed to him taking such a horrifying step.
We're learning more tonight about the tragic side of Stephen Twitch Boss and the detailed steps he took to hide his plans. TMZ is reporting when Twitch left his home the day before he took an Uber to a motel about a mile away. At the motel, he switched his phone to airplane mode so no one could reach him. The motel manager says he checked in under his own name and never left his room. We also now know that Twitch left a suicide note. Details have not been made public, but TMZ reports the note alluded to challenges Twitch had faced in the past. Entertainer Tyler Perry knows firsthand what that is like.
I want to take you back to a time in my life where I tried to commit suicide a couple of times because it was so dark. I thought the only way to make this better, this pain go away, is stay in my life. Had any of those attempts happened, I would have missed the best part of my life.
Some sources have claimed that Twitch saw something behind the scenes that he wasn't supposed to see, though there is no verified evidence supporting that allegation. Twitch's wife, Allison Holker, revealed that he left behind a note before his death. Some reports have alleged that the note discussed pressure connected to The Ellen Show. It has also been claimed that Ellen wanted Twitch to help repair her public image and dismiss the workplace allegations against her as false. Fans trusted Twitch, and according to these allegations, Ellen wanted to benefit from that trust. Twitch knew a great deal about what happened behind the scenes on The Ellen Show, but claims that Ellen attempted to silence him have not been substantiated.
Early on the morning of Tuesday, December 12, Twitch packed a small bag with only a change of clothes and his handgun, slipped out of his house without telling Allison, turned his phone to airplane mode so he couldn't be tracked, and took an Uber to the Oak Tree Inn, a dreary two-story motel in a hacienda-style building on heavily trafficked Ventura Boulevard, just a mile from his house, and paid $107 to reserve a room for a single night. Twitch made his way down to room 249 and let himself in. Allison reported to police that Twitch was missing shortly after he had left the house, noting with particular worry that she couldn't reach him by phone and he had not taken his car with him when he left, two things that she said were very much out of character for him.
Because there were no details about Twitch's death, people just rushed to fill that void. This was at the time when Ellen had built this edifice as the nicest person on television. She would have YouTube stars, and all of a sudden that edifice was crumbling.
The news about Ellen created a wave of online criticism at the time, including some directed at Twitch.
As for what can go on behind closed doors in Hollywood, Rosie O'Donnell once recounted a story about Bill Cosby being invited to her show and allegedly behaving inappropriately toward the producers. According to Rosie, his behavior was brushed under the rug, reflecting a broader culture in which misconduct could sometimes be ignored. Sexual misconduct and abuse have been widely reported in the entertainment industry. Several former child actors have also spoken publicly about being exploited or taken advantage of when they first entered the business. Some performers have described situations in which powerful people allegedly pressured young or aspiring actors into inappropriate relationships or sexual situations. According to these accounts, there was sometimes an expectation that getting certain opportunities required complying with the demands of influential directors, producers, or other industry figures.
About Hollywood managers who manage kids, it's a racket, man.
Did you hear that kid from Strange?
Grooming these kids, dude.
That kid from Strange Things.
Stranger Things.
He just left his manager, and they're alleging sex abuse. They just left their agent. See if you can find that. Owen Benjamin,
the curly-haired kid. Oh,
yeah.
And he's
Owen
in
Benjamin just put it on his Instagram today because Owen has been taking a lot of heat online because he said that a 3-year-old kid shouldn't be fucking transgender, and people giving him a hard time saying he's a bigot. Like, are you out of your fucking mind? When
What's
you're
up with this transgender?
Stranger Things actor dropped agent because of accused of assault. Disney star follows suit. Jesus Christ, this is nuts.
Watch
man.
An Open Secret, and they go through. Dude, they pick. They're accusing people. It's for free. I think on Vimeo.
Yeah, you can
watch it for free. An Open Secret.
Just on YouTube or something.
On Vimeo.
You know what Sturgill Simpson told me? He said the same thing exists in music.
What?
He said in music there's a bunch of pedos and pederasts
for sure.
in music as well.
The entertainment business all the way through. Music. This was about. This is about music and movies and TV. It's about the whole entertainment business.
Women and kids.
Mostly kids.
And sometimes dudes. You know, Terry Crews said that he was attacked. Well, not attacked. Some dude grabbed his dick
in front of his wife.
Some famous dude grabbed his dick.
Justin Bieber's name often comes up when the mistreatment of young performers in the entertainment industry is discussed. His widely circulated 48-hour video with Diddy, along with other uncomfortable interactions he experienced as a teenager, has continued to draw attention online. Rather than appearing to take some of those situations seriously, Ellen was criticized by viewers for joking about Bieber's privacy during interviews. Some online commentators have also pointed to past remarks Ellen made about Diddy's parties, interpreting them as suggesting that she was familiar with his party lifestyle. However, those remarks do not establish that she knew about any alleged criminal activity. Online speculation has also attempted to connect the timing of Ellen's move from the United States with the federal investigation surrounding Diddy. Federal agents raided properties connected to Diddy in 2024, and Ellen later relocated to the UK with her wife. However, there is no verified evidence establishing that the two events were connected.
Oh.
Is that going to be a new thing? Are you going to try to be early?
Yes, I'm trying to be early.
Are you going to be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not gonna let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Good.
Your shoes, your feet are gonna have blisters. You're gonna be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
Simply moving to the UK isn't necessarily suspicious, but the timing has raised questions. The way Ellen completely changed her appearance and stepped away from the public spotlight has also fueled speculation. To make matters even more interesting, Ellen recently announced that she is planning a comeback. And believe it or not, that announcement reportedly came after Diddy filed for early release. While the timing may seem notable, there is no verified evidence showing that the two events are connected.
Losing their mind.
She sounded so sincere, didn't she?
Very
she could
sincere.
Virtually choke on her words. But the best one for me is Ellen DeGeneres, who is, by the way, a very nasty person. I've had dealings with her in Australia.
Bit of
could I tell you some stories about that cow? But anyway, good riddance to her. But she was quite friendly with that P. Diddy bloke, wasn't she?
Well, this is why I say release the Diddy files.
Yeah.
Release the Diddy files. Come on, Donald Trump. We want to know whose name.
So maybe she's hightailing out of there before all that is thrown at her as well. But what a bunch of hypocrites.
Ellen DeGeneres and her wife Portia de Rossi have reportedly fled the US, bound for the UK, after Donald Trump's landslide victory. Numerous publications are reporting the couple have left the United States permanently. There are also reports the couple have put their Montecito mansion on the market. Entertainment publication The Wrap has the exclusive story and said Ellen DeGeneres and wife Portia de Rossi have moved to rural England, put their Montecito estate on the market, and plan to never return to the United States, telling friends the election of Donald Trump was their primary motivation. Ellen DeGeneres has been a vocal Trump critic, so the move doesn't come as a surprise to most.
Some critics have pointed to what they describe as Ellen's suspicious behavior over the years, including claims surrounding her support for certain stem cell treatments. In one episode of her show, Ellen discussed cosmetic treatments involving stem cells, which later fueled online speculation about celebrities using such procedures to maintain a youthful appearance. Online reports have also tried to connect Ellen's changed appearance with claims that she stopped receiving certain treatments after Diddy's arrest. Though there is no verified evidence supporting that connection, in another segment featuring Sandra Bullock, the two discussed a controversial facial treatment involving material derived from human cells. Some online posts later mischaracterized the conversation as involving adrenochrome extracted from children, but there is no credible evidence that Ellen or Sandra Bullock used or admitted to using such a substance.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
Plus, who can forget the alleged connection some online users have tried to draw between Ellen and Jeffrey Epstein? Some fans have claimed that the set of The Ellen DeGeneres Show resembled the temple-like structure on Epstein's island, although there is no verified evidence establishing any connection between the two. While we're on the topic of unusual things people have noticed about Ellen, some sources online have also pointed to supposed symbolism in some of her videos. In March 2020, around the time COVID-19 lockdowns began, Ellen DeGeneres appeared in a video wearing a hoodie featuring a red face graphic. Online users later pointed out that Jay-Z had also been seen wearing clothing with a similar design, which fueled further speculation.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head?
Look at it.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What?
Ellen's entire public image appeared to be carefully crafted. But after former employees came forward with allegations about the workplace culture behind her show, her reputation took a major hit. Joe Rogan had criticized Ellen's public persona years earlier, saying that her personality seemed forced, and suggesting that the image audiences saw on television might not reflect who she really was. Rosie O'Donnell also spoke publicly about her complicated relationship with Ellen. Looking back, critics have argued that Ellen's carefully maintained nice persona was eventually bound to face greater scrutiny.
It's so weird when you see, like, a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that's people have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced. People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be a bitch. You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life, and it's like Abu Ghraib where they're hooked up to wires and they
Dogs
have like
around them.
Yeah, she's got dogs and hoods. If an intern's late, they have a hood on. I don't support that. That's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I thought of you when Ellen DeGeneres went through her thing, and she goes, "My advice to everybody is, if you're going to be known as something, being known as the be kind lady is probably going to bite you in the ass." And I wondered what that whole queen of nice.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
did bite
thinking,
me in the ass. Yeah.
Did you think it bit you in the ass? I wasn't aware of that, but
not in the way that Ellen's talking about, I think. But I said the day it came out, look at this, the queen of nice. In a couple of years, it's going to be the queen of lice, the queen of fried rice. The queen of we don't like her anymore.
Ellen isn't the only person in Hollywood who has been accused of presenting a very different public persona. On the surface, many celebrities may come across as extremely friendly and approachable, but critics argue that their behavior behind the scenes can sometimes be very different. Joe Rogan has also criticized what he describes as Hollywood's elite culture, claiming that some powerful people in the entertainment industry can treat others as though they are beneath them or not worthy of their attention.
There's an arrogance that some stars had, like particularly in the 90s. When I first came to Hollywood, and this is like really evident for me because I was not a star, but I was on a television show. So I got to be around a lot of stars. And there was a way that some of them would treat you. They would let you know that you are subhuman. You are below them. They would communicate with you in the most disrespectful and dismissive ways. Like weird. Like mousy guys that I could kill.
Right.
Like instantly. And they would just be rude to you in a really weird way because they had power. And then when an executive would come over, they would turn on the charm. They'd be smiling and laughing, and then you would talk to them at the craft service and they would dismiss you in the shittiest ways. I encountered a bunch of that.
Yeah.
It was commonplace. And it was, I think, a thing that they
It appeared to be the same with Ellen. As her fame grew, critics claimed that she became increasingly distant from people around her and focused heavily on maintaining her position at the top. In 2020, a BuzzFeed News investigation published accounts from more than a dozen former employees of The Ellen DeGeneres Show who described an allegedly toxic workplace culture involving accusations of racism, fear, and intimidation, particularly involving senior producers. One former employee said they were instructed not to speak directly to Ellen. Others claimed they were fired after taking medical or bereavement leave. Rosie O'Donnell has also spoken about how she and Ellen were once close friends, but eventually grew apart as Ellen's show became increasingly successful.
I couldn't believe it.
Why did she say that?
I don't know, because I have photos of her holding my newborn babies. I knew her for 30 years. Like, I don't know, Rosie, we're not friends. It was so upsetting to me that I had T-shirts made. I don't know, Rosie, we're not friends. And I gave them out to my staff because it was very painful. And, you know, we've never sort of gotten over it.
Did she ever reach out to you to explain it or what her thinking was, or?
No.
I mean, I'm not the first person to say this, but she's a strange creature.
Well, you know, we're not similar. I can say that for sure. We're not emotionally similar.
No.
And I was never asked to go on her show. When I was, it was long after they had been on for many years, and she had the same staff as my show, the same producers, the same everything. And now I don't blame her for doing that. I didn't create the genre of a Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas talk show. You know, this was what I grew up watching. But I did think that she was all of a sudden in the position I was in, where she was starting a show and wanted it to be successful and get the money and the accolades that came with it. And instead of deciding to stand next to me and hold my hand, which is what I did to her, she did the opposite. And I couldn't believe it. You know, I couldn't believe it.
By far, one of the most shocking allegations circulating online concerns Ellen's supposed connection to the death of her ex-girlfriend, Anne Heche. Some online sources have claimed that Anne was working on a project that could have revealed damaging information about powerful people in Hollywood, although there is no verified evidence that she was preparing a documentary specifically intended to expose Ellen. Anne Heche died following a car crash in August 2022, just a few months after the Ellen DeGeneres show ended. Stephen Twitch Boss died later that year, in December 2022. Because both had connections to Ellen, their deaths have fueled conspiracy theories online. However, there is no credible evidence linking Ellen to either death, and the timing alone does not establish wrongdoing.
In May 2002, the Ellen DeGeneres show was canceled, and then 2 months later, Anne Heche, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was in a really bad car accident where she flew her Mini Cooper into someone's house and it caught fire. And what has never sat right with me is the cross comparison between the coroner's report and the actual aerial footage. The coroner's report says that she was unconscious until her death, after just from smoke inhalation and from being brain dead from the fumes in her brain. But if you look at the footage, she sits straight up, and that takes a conscious effort, I feel, but I'm not a scientist. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But the other thing is her other host, her co-host Twitch, died 4 months after that. And I just think that that's a suspicious amount of like close people around you dying in weird ways.
No one can really know everything that may have happened behind the scenes, and the deaths of Twitch and Anne Heche have fueled a great deal of online speculation. However, there is no verified evidence that their deaths were connected to Ellen or any alleged wrongdoing on her part, but the broader conversation extends beyond Ellen. Joe Rogan has spoken about allegations and patterns of abuse and predatory behavior within the entertainment industry, particularly involving child actors and young performers. Years later, major cases involving powerful entertainment figures, such as Harvey Weinstein, as well as the serious allegations and criminal case surrounding Diddy, brought renewed attention to concerns about exploitation and abuse within the industry. These cases do not prove every allegation made about Hollywood, but they have intensified scrutiny of how powerful figures can potentially abuse their influence.
Don't let your kids be around weird agents and take them to auditions.
No, don't let your kids get into acting. Do not let your kids get into that.
Has it ever worked out?
Well, you know, the other thing is, like, look at what happened with that Sandusky guy. That guy was taking care of kids. Like, his whole thing was like, hey, I do charitable work with children. You know, I do charitable work and I
Call
take
it
care
the
of
summer
these kids.
camp.
Yeah, I'm just all about helping kids. It's all about helping kids.
about
They're
that-
our future. If you're an
Man.
actress and you worked with Harvey Weinstein, you never tried
never
to get
hit on
yourself
you?
his like, what is
You
wrong
ugly.
with me?
Well,
Am I
you
fat?
ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
What is wrong with my face?
They're really going after him. That seems weird.
It doesn't seem weird, dude. Look at
Hell
all the
yeah, they're
people.
going after
that
him.
guy's entire business. Here's the thing. He's one of many. There's got to be like a bunch of people that ran their business that way.
But Weinstein, they say like in Hollywood, like my agent's like, oh no, yeah, it's about time he got caught. I'm like, what the? Everyone knew this.
Dude,
like
they had
everyone
it-
knew.
Did you see
Everyone
his
knew.
contract? It was in his contract. The way he had his contract set up was like they had a certain amount of money that he would have to pay if he had a claim against him. It was like
It was a thing for him.
Yes. Like he had so many claims. That's like first offense was $100,000, second offense
Oh
was
my God.
$250,000, third offense was $750,000, fourth offense
What
was
do you
$1
mean?
million. He had it written into his contract
What
with
contract?
Miramax. His contract with the Weinstein Company. Like
He
it's like,
owned Miramax, right?
I don't know. Explain that contract. Like he'd have to pay $100,000.
Yes. They're protecting themselves.
Oh, when they
from
sign
harassment.
when they sign him, they go, okay, the first time you with one of these goods, it's
Yeah.
gonna be $100,000.
Yes.
Second time, it's
See,
200.
it's not
Holy
just. Yes, I mean it was.
That's
so
how big of a problem it
yes, it was such a huge. It was so known of what he would do, and look, even Quentin Tarantino said that he did it to his ex-girlfriend.
Here's the real question. How many others in Hollywood are hiding behind that exact same nice image? According to Joe Rogan, the problem isn't necessarily about just one person. He has argued that there are broader systemic issues within the entertainment industry involving power, influence, and the way people are treated behind closed doors. If you made it this far, you already know this story goes much deeper than what is often shown on the surface. So, hit subscribe because the next video breaks down another case that's even more disturbing, and trust me, you don't want to miss it.